and the angels who did not keep their positions of authority, but abandoned their proper dwelling. These he has kept in darkness, bound with everlasting chains for judgment on the great day.
Hi there, this is Kay with Initiative Tabletop, and today we're going to be looking at Regnum Angelica by Black Locust Games. Regnum Angelica was on Kickstarter earlier this year. If you've been following our website for a while, you may have seen our written review preview of the print and play version of this game in its original form when it was called Kingdom. Since then, it has been renamed to Regnum Angelica, and today we're going to be showing you the final retail version of the game. We're going to show you what's in the box and how it plays out. In Regnum Angelica, you are fighting across three realms: the heavenly realm, earth, and in hell. You are trying to get your angels into the other realm or defend yours as long as you can until time runs out. So, that being said, let's open it up and see what's inside. Alright, so here you see we have the board set up. The artwork is beautiful. On my side, I play the archangels, of course. You have the heavenly realms. On each side of your board, you're going to have the power track. This is what you gain when you sacrifice scripts to gain power to do more abilities. And this side, this is your scoring track. This was a cool thing that happened with the Kickstarter, is we ended up with little angel wings to mark your score. So on the board you have the progress as you're trying to make it to your opponent's board. You will enter the heavenly realm from one of these three spaces, and you will enter hell from one of the three center spaces on his side. On the middle of the board, this is called crossing earth. Every time an angel hits the board, the first time that it crosses Earth, it gets to take advantage of these bonuses. In this space, you get to draw an extra card. In these spaces, you automatically add 1 to your power, and these you add 2 to your power.
When you go to set up a game of Regnum Angelica, it plays out sort of like your standard card game. You've got a deck of cards that come in 3 different types. You're going to have angel cards, angelic script cards, and pillar cards. You're going to shuffle your decks, decide who's playing which faction, and then each of you will draw 7 cards.
In the beginning of the game, the aggressors will always be the fallen angels. So whoever is going to play fallen will always go first.
And the way that it works is each turn is made up of different phases, and you have to go through these phases in order. And the way they work are as follows. Draw movement cubes equal to your power. Even if you have 0 power, you're still going to draw 1 movement cube. Play 1 angel face down from your hand, and that's optional, you don't have to do it. You may activate 1 angel from a previous turn, which means flip face up an angel that was face down from the previous turn. Move your angels. Burn angelic scripts and pillars. Again, this is optional. It's basically how you gain power early on in the game. And finally, you'll draw a card.
As you can see on this card, this is going to give you a really handy way to determine what angel beats what. But before we look into this, I'm going to show you one of the angel cards so you understand what these symbols mean. Anatomy of an angel card. This number up here in the shield, this is the angel's rank. When an angel fights another angel, the angel with the higher rank will automatically win. The number below the rank in the black circle is going to be this angel's movement. Unless if you play a card that says otherwise, an angel may only move this number of spaces on the board at any given time if you have movement cubes that will allow you to do it. The battle system is what's called a compass. Depending on what position your card is in when you are either attacking or defending, this is the symbols that you're going to use. So this angel has a nice spread of all of the symbols of all of the elements, and you will determine the outcome by using this. Water will put out fire, fire will defeat earth, and earth will defeat water. The only one that will defeat all of these is an infinity symbol. The big baddies of the game are going to be Gabriel for the archangels and Beelzebub for the fallen. These guys will defeat anything that comes in its path.
Speaking of combat, the way the combat plays out is fairly simple, especially when you're using the combat compass. Let's say that I want to attack this angel. When my turn comes, I will place a movement cube on this angel. In order to attack a fellow angel, or an enemy angel rather, you have to move into the space that that angel is occupying. Then you'll look at the compass. So, my angel has Earth in the top left corner of its compass. Since it's attacking this way, the defender uses the top left of their compass as well. What happens is we compare these symbols. Earth beats water, which means this angel would lose the battle, my angel would win and move into that spot. That's a really quick rundown of how combat works.
Let's say I have this nice pretty rank 1 angel on the board. She has fire all around, but let's say I'm not sure I'm going to beat whatever else is on the board with fire. I can do what's called playing a pillar. A pillar card says that all of the elements that this angel will fight with for 1 round is whatever the pillar is that you put on here. You can either put the pillar card on it. What I've been doing is I go ahead and send it to the void, and I use one of these nifty little cubes that they gave us with the game. And that means that the next time that angel is attacked, the element that will be used to determine the outcome of this fight will be water. If you defeat my angel, even with the water, you will remove the pillar, but she will remain on the board for at least 1 more turn.
Pillars only work for defense. They don't work for attack. For instance, if I was going to attack her, I have water and she has fire. I would beat her, but since she has the pillar activated, I would attack. We would be using the same element for all intents and purposes. Then it would come down to rank. If an opponent is attacking you and they have an element that's surely going to beat you, a good trick to play is to put a pillar on your angel. However, it's important to note that you can only play pillars on your turn. You cannot play them off turn. So you will have to think of the strategy beforehand.
The only exception to the rule that he just mentioned is the annul script. The annul says to cancel the last angelic script played by your opponent. This is going to be the only time that you can do something on when it is not your turn. Anytime you have an angel defeated, it will go to the void. Also, when you're playing, in order to get more power, you can do what is called burning scripts. This is what a script looks like. It'll have a little image, it'll have a number here, its name, and what it does. This card, for example, Enigma, says to choose one of your angels and one of your opponent's angels to automatically score. It's pretty nice, especially if you have one of your big baddies on the board. But let's say that we've already gotten the big baddies off the board and we just need more power. Always more power. So you can say, I'm going to burn Enigma. It goes to your void, and you would gain 3 power points for your next turn. At the start of each turn, the way you're going to get those movement points is when you start your turn, however many power, whatever your power meter is at, that is how many movement cubes you get. So if I begin my game, my turn, with 3 on my power meter, I'm going to take from the collective pool 3 movement cubes to do whatever I wish with.
Angelic script cards can really be thought of as, for instance, instant cards or sorcery cards in Magic the Gathering. You can play them to fool your opponent, to play some shenanigans, to trick your opponent, and they also come in as an energy source, which I think is pretty unique. Now let's take a look at an angel's scoring. In order to score an angel, they have to move from one of the 3 front spaces on the board into your opponent's gate. On my turn, as long as I had the correct amount of power, if I put a movement cube on this angel and decided to move him, I would move him into the gate, which would then score. I score points equal to the angel's rank, so in this case, I would score 10 points. Whenever an angel scores, your power meter immediately goes back to 0. The way that you win the game is the first player to reach 35 points comes out as the winner, and their faction has defeated the opponent.
It's good to remember that at any given time, the maximum number of angels that you can have on the board is 5, so choose them wisely.
Hey everybody, it's Raine. And that was Regnum Angelica. It's nice, short, and sweet. We had a little bit more detail on our written review, or the written preview that you can see up on our website. I absolutely love Regnum Angelica. I think it is a fantastic game. I really like the guys from Black Locust. We've gotten a chance to get closer to them since we have covered their game on our site. A lot of people were just kind of put off to the fact that the angels on both sides are equal. And I can get where you're coming from, especially since I've been a long-time Magic player myself. I really like the idea of being able to customize your own deck, and that's where the strategy comes in, because you're able to build better decks than your opponents, and trust me, I get that. But I personally believe that that doesn't have a place in Regnum Angelica. And the reason why I believe that is because this game has been compared to chess multiple times. And I love chess. I still play it today, and chess has withstood the test of time better than almost any other game I've ever played. I like the fact that we're even on both ends, because what that does is it forces you to come up with strategy yourself with the cards that you have. You really have to come out of the gate swinging, basically, because your opponent has the same access to the same powers and cards that you do. So what sets you apart from your opponent in this regard? Your skill level, not your ability to build a deck or purchase new cards or anything like that. And I absolutely love that about Regnum Angelica. Another thing that I really like is that the artwork on the cards are fantastic. The artist who did these cards is wonderful. And if you check back to our video from Gen Con this year, you can see a little bit about the collector's cards that we purchased along with our copy. We were so excited about the game, we got 3 copies of it. Kay got one for herself, I got one for myself, and we're happy to announce that we have one for a giveaway. We'll be coming out with more details on that soon, but in a nutshell, that was Regnum Angelica. I want to say to the guys from Black Locust, thank you so much for supporting us through everything that you've done. We are really happy to be a part of what you're doing for the gaming community. Guys, I want you to keep an eye out on Black Locust. They're going to have some really good stuff coming up. And honestly, if you're on the fence, give Regnum a chance. Check it out. If you're a fan of chess or Magic, this could be a game for you, and I think that you would really enjoy it. Now, I know some of you might not be able to get past the theme, but honestly, it's black versus white, red versus blue, and it still provides the same amount of fun that you're going to get from those types of games. But I love the fact that Black Locust actually did their research on this. All of the angel names are biblical. They all have a story behind them. And in fact, the creators from Regnum Angelica even wrote a story that is coupled with the game. And it's in the rulebook. You can find it online for free. And I definitely think you should check it out. So, with that, I want to thank you for checking out this video. And as always, guys, until next time, play a game. And more importantly, play Fallen.